Okay, so after the first video I made on how to draft a waistcoat, so I gave one of my students the fabric to repeat the processes to be sure that they are following up. And here he's trying to mark out all the baselines. So I was still, looking at him, trying to watch him closely. Now, one thing about teaching is that when you teach your students, you need to give them the room to practice immediately so that you will be sure that what you have taught has been understood properly. Because if you give them all theories without practical, you might end up finding out that they were not following up, because there are different methods of learning or assimilation. Some people learn by mere hearing, some will learn by practicing, some will learn by seeing, while some will learn by combining the three other methods together. So when they hear, they practice, and they see, obviously you have rounded up a perfect tutorial. So this goes a long way to also help encourage some co-tutors on this my platform. If you're teaching your students, please give them room to practice, give them all the give them all the time and attention they need or they crave for, and also be patient with them. So here I am giving him ruler to enable him connect the button allowance. For the chalk might not be visible because I asked him to mark it light so that it will not stain the fabric. We are using a color chalk on this outfit. So after he must have marked the 1 inch allowance there, he'll connect the lines as shown, right? So now it was still an interactive training or session. I enjoy teaching all of them together so that I will use one illustration, to teach all of them. So that's why whenever they gather, I try to keep them busy, right? So now, after marking out that, so he was trying to, find his way, which I allowed him to determine his way by himself without my assistance or guidance. So he's trying to divide the measurements to get the armhole. I told him no, the armhole is not the first thing to get. He should get the width of the chest measurement first, then add extra 1 inch. So you see the little mistake he would have done now. Without getting the body measurement and extra inch allowance, he went to do armhole, which is not supposed to be. So this is the guidance you will be doing for them until they perfect on the steps to take. So here he has marked the chest measurement plus extra 1 inch, and then he will get a border line there. Now that line will serve you as the measurement, where your waistcoat will be drafted in or on. Now bear in mind that I told you that this waistcoat, the back we have lining. So I am not going to use fabric to cut the back. So I will bring the lining later on and draft it and just extend it by 2 inches at the up shoulder area and cut exactly the same, making sure that the button allowance was folded inwards to enable you know where the back panel sits properly. So at the end of the day, you will have a perfect um, fitting, right? So here he's connecting the lines as shown. So the next thing you will do here now will be to mark the neckline, which he got correctly. So he marked the neckline of 3.5, and then he marked the shoulder of the waistcoat, which is 3 inches, which he also got correctly. So these are the things I am trying to make them understand. So I'm trying to explain to him the essence of that. Then after which you mark the armhole, which he has already learned. Then the neck depth, which is he has already learned as well. So you give them room to make the mistakes, so you will know where your correction will come from and know how to go about it subsequently. Now once you have done this, then connect the lines in this form, connect the lines in this form, connect the lines as shown. he's trying to be perfect in the connections. So while I also guide him, to get him to the actual point where he needs to get before going all through the rigorous processes. So teaching people or is rather is what one thing I enjoy doing, and I give it my best. Is something that is inborn in me. I derive joy when I am able to convey an information or a knowledge from my own um, understanding to someone else, and the person in turn, works on the information or knowledge I have transmitted to him, and grow his own brand or grow himself or make himself a better person. It makes me have the feeling that a part of me is living in him or in that person, and the person is making good use of the opportunity he got by learning from me. I am still learning as well, while I also teach people. By teaching, I learn a lot. By also learning, I also learn. So you keep learning until your last breath. That's how I see life. So here I'm trying to guide him on how to get a perfect neckline connection. Now, bear in mind that this is a curvy neckline. We could have done this. So I think I like this. So here we are trying to do the armhole area. So the armhole will also be connected. If it was a pro, he would have used his freehand sketch to connect this. But since he's still learning, so they are allowed to use pattern masters, to do the connections and make sure that everything is coming into place. So this might look like, well, I say something that is impossible to some people, but when you stay with someone that knows how to teach, you see that learning becomes interesting and becomes fun, right? So as you can see, he's able to draft out the panel. So the last thing he's going to do now will be to get the V shape at the hem, so which is dividing that baseline by 3 equal parts, and then he's using the tape to do that. So when he's doing that, you see that he's trying to get a perfect point where he's gonna mark, right? So I'm still trying to guide him, telling him the answer from the whatever he measured there. So once he has gotten that, he divides into 3 equal parts, and then he will connect the line properly with my ruler, and then that's all he needs to do. All right, guys, so I do hope you enjoy the behind the scenes of how I train my students, in some delicate designs just like this. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can still join us if you like what you are seeing. Thank you guys for watching. See you in my next video. Bye bye for now.